Hello, fellow classmates, to Intro to Arts. My name is Jane Sosa, and I will be sharing my knowledge from this course. Let's start off by asking ourselves, what is art? Art is an idea that someone had where they are attempting in some form a medium. These forms of medium can be painting, sculptures, or any other creative forms of art. As an artist, you have to take chances in creating your vision without caring about outsiders critiquing. Art is a form of self-expression and individuality. Some well-known artists are Leonardo da Vinci, known for some of his works, Mona Lisa, composed in 1517, The Last Supper, composed in 1498, Vincent van Gogh, The Starry Night, composed in 1889, The Potato Eaters, composed in 1885, Pablo Picasso, Girl Before a Mirror, composed in 1932, and The Weeping Woman, composed in 1937. The works of all these artists are still admired and impacted our modern interpretation of art through things such as fashion, architect, dance, and culinary. Art is everywhere. In order to fully appreciate the works of any of these artists or art movement, it is necessary to understand its position in the art history timeline. But let's rewind back to the history of art and events that took place throughout history which have influenced art today. Ancient art. During this period, it started in 15,000 BC. The invention of writing just begun during this period, and most of their works were found in tombs. Artists favored drawing over colors, and Egyptian and Roman art falls under this era also. The next time period is Renaissance. That was during the 1300s. It began in Italy, and it was the time of economic growth. Represented artists in this era were Da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Raphael. Baroque, which was during the 1600s, this was also the age of the Rubens, the Rembrandts, Velázquez, and Vermeer. The movement was encouraged by the Catholic Church. During this time period, it was less complex and more realistic. The next period was Impressionism, during 1867 through 1886. The works of this era were distorted and exaggerated, very bright and vibrant. Paintings captured images as if they were seen at glance. The next one is Post-Impressionism, during 1880 through 1920. Most artists used flat colors, heavy outlining, and decorative quality. Most artists based their works on nature during this era. The next era is Expressionism, during 1905 through 1925. The use of distortion and exaggeration was very popular during this era. Dance, cinema, literature, theater, and all forms of art and evolved during this era and were very popular. The next era is Cubism, during 1908 through 1914. Cubism began in Paris. The era was introduced 3D and used several points of views and angles. Pablo Picasso and Georges Braque were famous artists during this time. The next era is Dada, which was during 1960 through 1920. This emphasized unpredictability in art. The next one is pop art, through 1950 through 1960. Celebrated everyday objects such as soup cans, Coke bottles, comic strips, and washing powder. Pop artist is the direct descendant of Dadaism. The work consisted of bright, solid colors and no variation. And the last era I will be talking about is op art, short for optical art, started during 1960. Artist paintings depicted the image of swelling and vibrating. Known artists during this period were Bridget Riley, Victor Varsley, and Hans Mack. These are some of the several eras during the history of art and has impacted art today, and that will be